Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danny Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hello, Paulie, you're first into the room tonight. Thank you for joining us. I don't think we got to talk much last week. So how have you been? Have you been watching any live music? I came to you guys last week. I'd been to Keith Urban and done some things with Boness as well. This weekend I was in my home state, but we had a huge show. We were from Casey Chambers to Peking Duck to the Cat Empire. There was just heaps and heaps of bands. And it was great fun, but I was exhausted by the time I got home. I'm not even sure what time it was. So thank you, Corey, if you're watching, for helping me. And Trent, thank you for letting us come along and giving you a hand. We had a good time. We've got a great night tonight. We've got a show for you tonight. And we've got 2 shows for you tomorrow night as well. So we've got lots of music coming, but we've got James Keith, who we haven't had on the show before. So we're going to welcome him into the room. And if you have any questions, pop them in the comments and I'll try and get to them all. We'll welcome him in. Hello.
Hey, Danny. Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for braving us. Your first single and you've braved Kickback.
yeah, all good. Happy to do
it. We have a great crowd over here. We've got one of the things that we were talking about before we went live was the family of country music in Australia, and our fans are part of that family because we're all fans and we all love what everyone's doing. So you'll see names in our comments that you'll see on your streams and other artist streams, which is the beauty of it. I think we're very lucky here. So
yeah, lovely. It's great to be in here, and just you talk about the country family. It is they're relatable songs and they're happy. It's just a great genre to be a part of. So yeah, I'm loving this.
This is so exciting. And your first single, I want to talk about that because it is such a great single to come out the bat with. But what made you release now, and where have you come to get you into the country music scene?
So look, my dad was a rugby league player, so and I'm one of 5 boys. So I always one of 5 boys. We grew up in Orange, in a little town in New South Wales, and with Dad being a rugby league player, we always wanted to follow in our father's footsteps. So we, moved down to Manly Seagulls and played there for a while. But I suppose the good thing was with the guitar. I mean, you can literally take it anywhere. I mean, I started one of the best things Dad did was put a guitar in my hand when I was 8 years old. So but I've always had the guitar in the background, playing in Sydney, playing, on bus trips and all that kind of stuff. And, moved down to Sydney, had a rugby league career in Sydney. And the good thing about music is, well, you don't get too old, you don't get too sore in the morning.
We don't tend to knock people unconscious or, chase them.
Right. So, the body gets a bit sore when you get a bit older playing rugby league and stuff like that. So that was a great thing. I mean, I was always playing guitar in the background. I've been a lead guitarist in a band for 10 years. And then I originally I started writing some country rock songs. That was my kind of roots, country rock, or more so rock, and then into the country sort of side. And then, then I wrote 5, 6 songs and I pitched it to the band, and they didn't want to do country at that time. So I was like, bugger it, I'm going to do it myself. And
you've got it. That's it. You can't sit on them and not put them out to the world, because I think as an artist that would be one of the hardest things to do, right? And have this music that you can't play to people would be so hard.
Yeah, that's it. And that's the good thing about country too. Like you're quite vulnerable. They're honest songs and they're so relatable. So I started writing the songs and I honestly loved how they kind of turned out. So I wrote a few more and I wrote an album. Like there's a whole theme in the album which will be out next year.
Yes.
It's one of the, like a traditional album where they're not just songs just put in together for an album. Like they're all linked and they're all got stories to them, kind of, which is quite cool. So that was kind of this is my first crack at writing songs. I mean, it's the first 13 songs I've ever written, and I mean I've been playing guitar my whole life.
But you've just started writing, and that's amazing.
Literally just I mean, look, I've been working on this album for about 2 years now, but Yeah, I mean it's ready to go. I mean the first song, "Life Is Good Today," came out a few weeks ago, and I've had lots of support messages, and it's just been awesome. So yeah, I'm here now, and look out.
It's funny how you were saying, because it is such an energetic song and it's good fun. But when I always listen to the music when it gets sent to the music, and then I'll often listen to it the day of the interviews and things, just to remind yourself of the little things that you feel when you're hearing it. But I put this song on, and I teach nursing, but I was in the office and I had my headphones on, and I must have turned it up because I was clearly really enjoying it, and people around me could start to hear it, and they're like, "Who are you listening to?" Sorry, everybody was listening to it by the time I'd finished, but it just
It's
got
lovely.
louder.
I mean, the song is called "Life Is Good Today," and it's just celebrating all those little things. I mean, you can take inspiration from anything, and some of the lines in the song are all about that. So I'm glad they did it to you, because that's what it was designed to do.
Good. Well, it definitely did, and it actually did. It put a smile on a couple of people, that was their faces, and I think that I go out to all these shows every weekend. I'm doing some sort of gig somewhere with somebody, and they probably get sick of my stories. Oh, I'm so tired. I went and did this, and then I did that, and then I've come in, and they can see. It was nice for them to see how it makes you feel when you're out at a show, and that's definitely what your song did. They smiled, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's good," and I thought that was a great thing to see, actually.
Well, like, it's funny you say that, because like I honestly, like, I just live for music. I just love it. So, and I like happy, positive music. And "Life Is Good Today" is a great message. But I honestly wrote the song. I've been performing as a lead guitarist for 10 years, but I want people to feel what I feel when I'm playing the guitar and playing live and singing. So that's kind of that. It's funny you say that you have that feeling, because that's exactly what the song was designed to do. Not only this one, but the whole album. They're all good messages. They're all kind of high energy, like kind of tapping kind of like songs, and they're designed to get you up and put you in a good mood.
Wow, I can't wait to hear the song. What we should do, if you're interested, is when you release the album, we could do a show where we can go right through and hear the stories all the way through. That sounds like it'd be a great album to do that with. It'd be lots of fun. There's lots of people in the comments. Paula has popped in to say, "How are you?"
I'm very well, Paula. Thank you very much.
And she actually just popped a comment there, and she said, "Is your music on Spotify?" Because she doesn't know a lot about your music, and she would love to. This is your first released single.
Yes, so this is my debut single. Yes, so it's called James Keith, and the song is "Life Is Good Today," and it's been on Spotify for a couple of weeks now. So it is. So I'm literally. This is I'm new to the scene, so if you want to come along for the journey, I'd love you to follow. Yeah, but it is Spotify, Apple Music. Yeah.
I have actually, and I have in the comments popped the video for the song as well. But Paula, I will put the Spotify link in the comments once we close it out, so that you can actually go to the correct one on there, and you can just click on it even when we're not live. Kaz is amazing. She comes to every show she can, and she reviews everybody's music, and she's just so into the country scene. So Kaz is very excited, and she said she'll check out your music. You're in good hands. You're in good hands. And Paula said that she'll check it out. So that is lovely. Let us know what you think, Paula. Tell us. We'd love to hear what your reaction to this song is the first time you listen to it, and how you feel. That's
while you're on that, Paula, go and check out the film clip too. It was filmed in my hometown, Orange, and it was
I was about to ask about that. Yeah, it was filmed in Orange, wasn't it? Tell us about that, because obviously your first single, first proper film clip. How did you feel going from seeing you on stage to doing the film clip? Because it is a different thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it was a really fun thing to do, actually. Like, a lot of the people walking in at the start were all family and friends, so that's kind of special to have. But also too, there's a little clip of my son sitting on the ground too, and he's famous at home. He loves it. So that was filmed at my album launch at the CWA Hall in Orange about a month ago. And it's just a great. It just kind of shows. It's just me in a film clip. It's not fake. It's a live performance. As in, like, you can see us smiling on stage and having a great time. And that's what this music's all about.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And country music, people think it's about sad songs, and it's actually just about life in general. And we have definitely got sad songs, but we've definitely got fun songs, and we're just so easy to fit into because we've got so many genres. Michelle has popped in and saying she's loving your song.
Hey, Michelle.
And Kaz, what did she say? She said she knows Orange well because she went to uni in Bathurst. There you go, Kaz. Now, you travel around all of these areas a fair bit, don't you, Kaz? You go to so many shows, so many places. I'm not 100% sure where everybody is based because I get muddled every time. Tell us about the original. So this is your first single, and you've written this one. First song, was this the first song you wrote on the album? Have you done it has it come out in the order of the stories, or have you?
No. So this is this is the first single on the album, but it's probably the third song that I wrote. So I had another kind of good guitar riff, and this will be the second song that I released in February called "Say I Do," and that's all ready to go. And it's actually, I'll give you a sneak peek now. It's called "Say I Do," and it's a love song, but there's a proposal in the end of it. And in the film clip, we actually filmed a fair dinkum proposal. So if you want
really?
It's beautiful, and it's all legit. It's proper. So back to Life Is Good Today. This is the first kind of, I suppose it's an introduction to my sound, and I'll talk about the album and being a story. You can hear the drummer pick up the sticks. You can hear him like go 4 snares and into the basic song. So that's kind of like an introduction to James Keith and what I'm about. My music, so that's kind of, as I said, you can hear him pick up the sticks, and it's like, right, here we go, bang, into it.
And I love hearing stories, and I love watching people go through the industry and going from first song, first album, it's so good because we'll be able to see and grow with you as well. But listening to this song and listening to what you've done, it's great to see. And how do you feel? Like, have you had a lot of comments? Because it's been about three to 4 weeks since you released. Have you had lots of positive people reaching out to you about it?
I honestly have, and I've had lots of random, literally, I'm just starting the journey, so that's why. But I've had random people buy my hats and merchandise all over Australia. So and just random shirts and stuff like that. I've had people I've had people just send me messages going, mate, I love your song, I love what you're about. So that's a really cool thing.
What an awesome, especially for first single. You don't expect all of that off the bat, do you? Like, you think you've got but people are obviously feeling this song and loving it. And just while we are talking about you and your merch and things, we've got your website there. So if you like at the end, you can click on that and go and have a look at the website. Tell us about your merch, because merch is a hard one for everyone, and everyone on here knows my thing about how do you choose what merch, because I find that the hardest job in the world to choose what to get made. Tell us what merch have you got, and can we order it?
I'll show you a shirt. Just give me 1 second. One second.
Excellent. That's right, Kaz. It just come up. Hang on, I'll pop it on the screen. Hang on.
Yeah. So,
it's always exciting to hear new artists, and if your future looks bright, absolutely. I think I think James has got a name that we're going to hear a lot in the future, Kaz. Oh wow! Did you design that?
This is my logo, JK for James Keith.
Did you design it?
Yeah, I designed it. I've literally done everything from the start. So this is JK, and then it's got "Life Is Good Today" on the back, which is a great message.
I love that. I'm going to get them.
Got the JK hats too.
Oh, the hat. Yes. They're not too deep. The hats aren't too deep. That's what I find. They don't fit me because they're too deep. That's a perfect.
It's perfect. So I've got hats and trucker hats. And so if you head to the website, I just love the JK.
I love the JK. Yes. Yeah. And cool. I love that. Yeah. I'm not clever like you. I didn't design my own, but that's really cool.
No, I just, as I said, it's all kind of just a whole new start, and I'm quite creative, in terms of my work and everything else. So it is. I'll have to make a KBA.
You've got to wear it inside out, Kaz. If you wear it inside out, it'll be right.
That was a cool thing, like the J and the K. So my last name's Mortimer, but my middle name's Keith. So when I was thinking about a name for me or a band or whatever, I was just playing around with a few logos, and obviously I love Keith Urban. He's amazing. But
I knew it had to be there. Yes,
he's definitely a big inspiration. I know you watched Keith last week. We did too.
Brilliant.
But then the JK in the logo, it just looks so cool.
It does.
So anyway. So it was just kind of yeah, it was just a cool thing that sort of came together and it just all kind of fit, and yeah, it's nice.
It kind of feels like your music career has just fallen into place so naturally, going from not writing songs from playing guitar to writing songs that are fit to release. And I mean, is writing something you ever thought you would go into?
To be honest, not really. No, and I'll tell you why. I played rugby league my whole life, and I actually got hit in the throat.
Oh no!
In the throat, about 8 years ago, and I completely lost my voice and lost my falsetto, and so I was quite happy just literally playing the guitar and playing lead guitar. And then when my band didn't want to do it, I was like, okay, well, they were all written in my vocal range anyway. And I've been saying that since I've started doing the album, I've been getting like vocal training and just to kind of fine tune the voice a little bit. So honestly, it wasn't until the band said, no, we don't want to do country. I was like, okay, well, I guess I've got to do it now.
Yeah.
It's
like it's sort of a almost a blessing in disguise for you, because it's made you get out of that comfort zone and go out and do it.
It really has. I mean, that's the whole reason I'm doing it now. So that's quite a cool story too. Hey, Jan.
Jan's another one that you want to keep in your hat. This Jan is also known as Naughty Nana, and you'll come across her anywhere in Brisbane, Gold Coast. She's amazing, and she loves your style of music, so I'm sure she'll enjoy listening to it. Yes, that's right. Are you one of the Mortimers?
Yeah, we are. I am one of the Mortimers, Kaz. It's my dad's Peter, and uncles are Steve and Chris.
So, well, Kaz, you're into rugby, aren't you? I think Kaz does rugby. I'm from Tassie, so rugby isn't very big down here, but football, AFL is, and I've worked in that my whole life, so I know how hard that is on the body, and I imagine rugby is probably a lot worse than AFL. So, I don't know how you've done it for so long. But do you miss it?
Oh yeah, look, I do. Look, what I do miss about rugby league is just the team camaraderie and like this feels, it sounds a bit weird, but you know, you get kind of belted around on the field and you sit and have a beer after the game, and I feel like a man. Like it just feel like you've had a beer. Like it's just a weird feeling, but in a sense too, like going from rugby league, that kind of team environment, into music, it's a very similar kind of feel. You're in a band, the camaraderie is there. You know, you rely on each other, so it's like a team environment too. Yep. So thank you, Kaz. Thank you, Kaz, for that. It's lovely.
And also, you're right, that rugby, and that's why I think I like AFL, because I've done that since I was 17. I've always been working in the rooms or working on the field as a trainer. But I think that's probably another reason that country music in Australia feels so good, because you've got that team. We are like a family and a team, even though we're not playing a game each week, we are still supporting each other to that. And when you go to Tamworth and to festivals where everyone's there, you know, you finish a gig and you go to the next person that's singing, because you want to support each other, and you don't just go home. We're there till the end. Yeah,
absolutely. And you always see artists collaborate with each other and, you know, jump on and play the guitar, or it is, and I'm a country music lover too. I go all around the world to music festivals, and we're all the same kind of person. We're like down to earth people, you know, humble people. We are a family, Kaz. So it's just it's lovely that like you can be, you know, like Zach Brown, or you can be any fan like I am, you know what I mean, and go around shows and just have the best time. So it's a great genre to be a part of, and I'm really excited kind of what's going to happen.
We are very excited to have you, and I know that you're sitting there with your guitar and are going to play a song for us. Would you like to do that now?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, I will give you the room, and I'll come back in when you finish the song.
Lovely, thank you. So this is my single, Life is Good Today. Wearing my shirt while you do a little twirl, smiling back at me with those lovely eyes. If you're heading back home, haven't been for a while, it's on the fresh country air and it gives you a smile. The home-cooked chicken pie your mother makes, whatever it is inside makes you feel the way you do. You could ride out of your soul, live your life, and just be you. We've all got a way we get it, I get it off you. I should always keep playing a country song. It could be a first kiss, or heading to a show, or watching everybody sing along. So grab that feeling inside you, don't throw it away. Just live in the moment. Life is good today. When she walks down the aisle, or when your baby laughs and you get a little smile. I'm knocking back a few on a Friday night. If you're heading out west cause you need a little cure, and the boys on the bus for a country pub tour, or a mystery long neck with your old man. Whatever it is inside makes you feel the way you do. Just don't forget you're beautiful and just be you. We've all got a way we get it and get it off you. I should always keep playing a country song. It could be a first kiss, heading to a show, or watching everybody sing along. So grab that feeling inside you and don't throw it away. Just live in the moment. Life is good today. Whatever it is inside makes you feel the way you do. Live your own life and just be you. We've all got a way we get it. I get it all from you. I shooting whiskey, playing a country song. It could be a first kiss, or heading to a show, or watching everybody sing my song. So let that feel inside you, don't throw it away. Just live in the moment. Life is good today.
Wow, thank you so much. There's lots of people popping in. I'm just trying to, if I've missed anyone, please pop them in the bottom on the comments again, because sometimes I do miss some. Paula said she loved your song. Love the story and the mystery.
It's a cracker. It's a cracker.
I did the mystery love. And Michelle, life is good today. And we forget that sometimes, don't we? We do forget that, and it sounds great. And Paula's a beautiful voice, absolutely. We do forget that, and sometimes we just need to remind ourselves, don't we? We have, especially I don't know if everybody's like me. You're exhausted by this year has just gone from doing nothing to doing so much, and we're exhausted. But if we forget sometimes to slow down and realize how good and lucky we are, especially with the amount of music that we've got coming our way and all these things. So we need to take that time. But there's a line in that I really liked in that song is watching when somebody sing your song. I love that. Yeah.
So that was like I've been to so many concerts and been there singing along, and then like to me like the ultimate dream would be like to go to from Dubbo, like, and then going to an actual show and then watching people sing their own song. So that's kind of like, again, that's just like taking something and just making it great.
Great. I couldn't imagine that. It would just be the best feeling. I mean, I've co-written a couple of songs, and not ones that are going to see this world, but it's probably a good thing that I could only imagine someone singing those words that you wrote back to you would be just the ultimate feeling as an artist. Just because you're connecting with somebody, it'd be amazing.
That's right. You're hitting the nail on the head. You're connecting with somebody, and then to see people do that, it would be amazing. So anyone wants to come along to a show and sing?
You might have to bring that guitar to Tamworth, and we can see what we can do.
I would love to do that, and see. I'll bring it up there and we'll see how we go.
We'll do that. That's right. Maybe we could let people know what time you're coming to have a chat with me. Maybe we could do a little song just while we're there, if you felt like it. See how you go.
Of course. No. I bought this about a month ago because I'm doing all this stuff. So
I love the guitar too. Kaz is right. You know, a lot the passion and I think that's probably in the industry, it's hard for people that are probably outside of people like us that are just so music focused to understand how strong that passion is. And I think that she's right. I think that's what makes somebody successful, because if you don't have that burning in you, it'll just eventually fade out. But you can tell and we can feel that that's burning in you. And this is the start.
It's a good, well picked up there, Kaz, because like I've done a rugby league career. I've had 3 kids, got a beautiful family, got a good business. I don't need to do this, but I just love doing it. Like it just, and the whole album is, as I said, designed to give people the feeling that music gives me. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I put a song on, it's the last thing I do before I go to bed. I love it.
I do it. I forget because I live alone, and I forget when I go away if I'm staying in a hotel with friends or whatever. I'm like that. I have music from the second I wake up till I go to bed. And even if I'm in the shower, quite often there's music going, and people, because I'm an early morning person, so people aren't awake when I wake up, and I forget that I'm there with people, and I'm like, what are you doing? You're awake so early. I'm like, it's after 7. It's not early. Time.
I'm exactly the same too. My neighbours love me.
Yeah. My neighbours. I don't know if they complain because I can't hear them above the music, but not my problem.
Exactly. It's their problem. It's not yours.
That's right. They might need to move if they don't like it. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you're playing country too, so surely they must like it.
Exactly right. Why would you not want me to play it? Exactly right.
Exactly.
But now I was going to ask you, how are your little kids going with you doing this? Are they really noticing you doing different styles of music? Can you see it in them?
This is a beautiful thing, honestly. Like this is probably one of the best things about doing it. Like my kids just love. I've got 2 daughters, 6 and 5, and then a boy, Finn, who's 3. If you go to my socials, James Keith Music, you'll be able to see they're all over that. And like my son's grabbed a little banjo, a little ukulele, and he's singing my song. And then what's really cool is because the album's already finished.
Yeah, so he's already heard.
So he knows. But my girls, I got a big box of 200 CDs, like hard copy CDs.
Yes, yeah.
And I was just so excited. And then I pulled them out, and my daughter's like, "Daddy, what's the CD?"
Oh my God!
No way! I'm not that old, right? So off we went to Kmart. We bought him a little like portable CD player.
Yes, important.
And like honestly, every single night, my daughter Marley, she sits there. Number 10 on the album is called "The Love of My Life," and it's a song about my 3 kids. And so that she plays it every night before she goes to bed. But you'll also see like they're jumping around on their bed, and so they're like my kids sing it all the time. You know, it's just a great thing to be able to share with them.
Exactly it is a beautiful thing to share. And you know, growing up with my mum and my dad into music so much. What did you say, Kaz? Your Auntie Karen can give you artist tips.
That only Karen.
Oh, that's funny. Kaz knows so many people. You don't misbehave with Kaz. She knows too much. She's wonderful. Yes, no, it is such a lovely thing, and to give it to the kids at such a young age, and let that come out, it helps them grow and evolve, and they can express things in the form of music if they, as they like to. It's special.
Yeah, it is. It's just such a beautiful thing to be able to share with your kids. And my daughter Dayla's, she's Dayla is her name is after a song by Johnny Clegg, which we love.
Yes.
The beautiful girls actually covered a version of Dayla, so it's a musical name, and she's playing she's already learned the guitar, and then number 2 Marley's obviously named after Bob Marley, so it's just music.
Yep. I can see. I have visions of you and your kids in Tamworth in a few years' time, and it's going to be a family band, and I cannot wait for that. Actually, that is. I will be there. I want front row tickets because that is
all yours.
That sounds so.
It is. It's such a cool thing. Yeah.
It is. It's so good. You know how you're saying about not knowing what a CD is. My friend's son, I'm going to say 11. I hope he's not watching. I haven't got it wrong. Sorry if I have to watch. I think you're 11. You can tell me later. But he got is it a Groot Lego? The Groot Lego. Yeah. But it was quite a good one. It had a tape on it, and it had a song on that one side and a different song on the other. And he went up to his mum and he said, "Mum, they've given me two." And she's like, "What do you mean?" And he showed her, and she's like, "No, there's two sides. There's side A and side B." And he had no idea. And I thought, "Oh my gosh!" So I've got tapes, and we're going to fix that.
It's just crazy. Like we grew up in a great era. We just kind of went through all that, you know.
We did. Yeah.
I mean, to not even know what a CD was, I felt like a dinosaur then. I'm like, geez.
I know. Yeah. I know. And to tell you what, I wouldn't want to grow up in a world of streaming without those hard things, because records still play a very big part of my home. Tapes and making your own tapes. How special was that when you got to put your...
I used to sit there and burn all the CDs, and
burning the CDs.
That was all part of our childhood, you know. It was awesome.
I know.
Very beautiful.
Well, my friends, we had tape players that turned, so you would have tape player in your car, and you'd put a tape into it, and would have a string that would come out to your Discman, and that would play your CD through that tape. Right. And all you could hope was that nobody would run into a bump in the road, because they would skip the song, and you didn't want that.
Well, I've actually got I've got a song on my album called "When We Were Kids," and it talks about all that kind of stuff, you know. That kind of my musical journey. And you're going to love the album. It's about growing up, you know, similar era, and talk about, you know, the tape player that, you know, at the end of the tape you had to flip it over to, you know, to play it.
And oh my god. You know how you can skip to a song now? You had to rewind and forward and try to get to the very start of the song, and then you'd have to wind it back together because you'd done it too many times.
So just come back to that comment.
Sorry. I was trying to put them up. Tapes and vinyls. Absolutely.
My dad had a great vinyl collection. That's kind of how we all started, which was the vinyl back in the day. So, and they're kind of coming back around too. Like, vinyls and listen. So,
are there any albums or artists that in the day growing up really stand out in your mind that you really remember as a kid?
Yeah, so I loved, because I gravitated towards the guitar, I loved Cat Stevens was a big one for me.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Cat Stevens, and then also obviously the Beatles, Dire Straits, you know, the big rock kind of bands, like Guns N' Roses. But then more when I was kind of early 90s, I loved 1927, The Living End, probably one of my all-time favorite bands, and then In Excess. So that's kind of where the rock inspired.
So have you got to meet Andrew Farriss yet?
I haven't. I met his brother Tim and Mark.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah,
well, we need to fix that.
I'll be like a little schoolgirl with him. I'll be fair. I'll be big.
See, we're all fans. And Kaz said she cannot wait to do your album review, and you definitely want Kaz to review your album.
Yeah, I think you'll love it, Kaz. I think you'll really love it. Yeah.
And that was the other thing I was going to ask you, Kaz, and I keep meaning to message you. Can you put any links into the comments so people can read your reviews? I don't know if that's possible in the moving comments or not, but if you can, pop them in. We'd love to see, for people to see it and to get your reviews and that for others to see as well. Yeah. So, James, I know we've gone over half an hour, but you were telling me before you went to see Keith.
I went and saw Keith. I've seen him a few times, but I went with Natalie Waller, and we had the gun seats, and he walked past and I gave him a big high five when he was going out to the back to play a song.
Yes.
He just looked like, I read his biography back in the day too, and he's just I've started off being a guitarist, so, you know, Keith is such an underrated guitar player.
Oh, my goodness.
He's phenomenal, honestly.
He is, yeah. Absolutely.
And to play all that live and to jump around, and, you know, like he's just a performer, you know, and that's, I mean, a lot of Australian. He's been great for Australian artists because he's so humble. He always comes back, but he's just a likable bloke, and he's so talented. Like, he's incredible.
Oh, I remember because he came down here with Slim, and we got to see him. I have seen him from in the one room just playing with nobody to what he is today, and he hasn't changed his musical talent. It's just so much a part of him that every little sound that comes from the album or comes from the stage, he is so in tune with it. It's next level. And that guitar playing, when he just plays and plays, it's just his eyes are closed. I don't think he would even know if there was anyone in the room at those points, because he's so into what he's doing and loves it.
He's just a master at what he does. Like, every show, like I know he gives away guitar, so I'm always like trying to find one at the top and like wave. He always gives it to a young girl or good looking.
Oh a young kid. You need to be on your knees and pretend that you're young and tall. Yeah, you need to take one of your children.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, I started taking Dayla to concerts this year. We went to Morgan Evans, like we were almost front row. Yeah. Thank you, Natalie, again. And now, like, when you're a kid, and so she's got the ticket and she stuck it on the wall, and now she loves Morgan Evans. Good. So he's another great one. But yeah, so I've started taking her into concerts, and so next one I'll be writing a big sign saying, "Can I have the guitar and give it to Dana?"
Yeah, exactly. Did you see? Sorry, Kaz has written another comment. She said Keith's a great artist. She met him when just a teenager busking in Peel Street. Now we have to get you busking in Peel Street in the next year or two. It's a rite of passage, and you will love it. But it is hot. It is hot.
That's all right. I'm used to working outside. It's fine.
I was going to say, you're working outside this landscape in New South Wales. You're probably already used to it.
I'm used to it, yes. Let's bring it on. I love it.
Yes, let's do it. Now, thank you so much for talking to us. We've had a great time, and I'm very excited to see your career grow. And maybe next time we can do a special where we go, if you're interested, over your album when it's ready for release. But we'll definitely, if you want to come back anytime, we would love that. And Paula said, he is awesome, isn't he, Paula? And another one that's quite humble and has started like us right where we are now in the industry and worked his way up, and it's a special to see. And I think Keith was, he sort of was a bit like a mentor to him. He watched what he did, and he's taken it and gone up there.
Absolutely. Morgan idolises Keith. You can tell it.
Yeah,
I actually saw, I live just near Manly. It's just down the hill, like Manly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I saw Morgan Evans about 8 years ago, just by himself, like at the boat shed. And I went up and bought a couple of CDs off it. Didn't know who he was at the time. Bought a couple of CDs and now he's conquering the world. It's amazing to see. So it's a phenomenal journey, yeah.
It is, and it's anyone's game. If you've got the heart, you can do it, and it's beautiful to see. Now, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. In the comments, if you scroll right to the top, and you might have to wait for a minute or two for it to fully finish loading, there is the video clip to James's song. There is his all his music pages, and I will pop the Spotify link in the bottom of the comments too for you. So go over and follow him. You're on Facebook, Instagram. Where's the best place to watch?
Probably Instagram or Facebook or So it's just James Keith Music. I'll probably use Instagram more just because it's more photos and videos rather than like less ads. But I'm across all platforms. So but yeah, James Keith Music. Come along for the ride because it's going to be fun.
And I have popped in the comments to your website. So if you get lost, head over there and have a look at merch and just have a look around, because I think we're hoping we're going to have James back as many times as he likes, but I think we're going to see a lot of him in the industry.
I'll be there. I'm going to catch up with you in Tamworth. We're going to have
it. Be fun. It's going to be lots of fun. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow night. We've got a show tomorrow night. We've got 2 shows, and I'm pretty sure the first one's at 6:15 tomorrow night my time, but I have got the ads up for you, so make sure you have a bit of a look on them, and you'll know where we're at. So check those out. We've got Gemma Beach tomorrow night at 6:15, and then we've got Jade Holland at 7:00, and it's the day before her birthday, so we better bring some birthday cheer for her. Thank you for joining us again, James. It's absolutely lovely to meet you and to see your career growing.
Lovely. Thank you so much, and everyone commenting.
We'll see you very soon.
I really appreciate everything you've done.
Lovely. Thank you. We do. Thank you. Anytime. We'll see you guys soon.
Life is good today.